Merry meet again. I'm Birch Tree with the rant on oils. Oils are a component in most spell work, magical work, used on the altar, used on your tools. Can't say enough about oils. I think it's really important. Maybe because I'm a brewer, I think it's really important. But really, I'm a brewer because it's important. Because I spent a long time in the mountains of Santa Cruz when there were no witch stores, and had to learn to do it myself. Or when I was back in Long Beach, pick some up from the Eye of the Cat because I really liked their stuff. But I learned how to DIY, and I DI mine. Now I DI mine for other people. And of course I like my products because I know what went into them. I know that the time of day that they were brewed, the day of the week, the moon phase was all taken into account. I know there was magical intent on the part of the brewer while they were making it. Not just pumping myself up, but these are the concerns that I would hope anybody would have when they're just buying a product to do a magic with. Or making their own to do a magic with, if you're that type of person. Main thing with oils that I think not talked about enough is that oils hold energy. That's one of the main reasons we use them in magic. They hold a charge long after the charge has been given. A lot of oils, like a protection oil or an uncrossing or banishing oil, a lot of times you want to charge those oils at a time when you're feeling really strong. You get your own power into them, in addition to the power of the stuff that went into it, the energies of the plants and the rocks or whatever was in the brew. Your own energy at a time when you feel strong. And then at a time when you're not feeling strong, you break out your protection oil and it's still vibing with that old vibe. Do I need to explain that? How useful that is? This is a liquid energy source charged up with all of these different energies. The plant matter that went into it. The stones that were put in the brew. Some people, put magical stones in their brew, and stones have a particular energy, and then that energy absorbs into the oil. Typically, candles. Candles, almost all the time you're anointing a candle with an oil, because that oil's charged. That oil's got an energy all its own. I learned to start in the middle and go all the way over the top and down, all the way over the top and down. But there's so many ways. Some people do it like that. I don't think that really showed up on video very well. I should do it slower like that. That makes perfect sense, especially, depending on what kind of spell you're doing. Everybody's got a good rationale for how to anoint it. But if you think about that, a liquid energy source that you can then spread other places, you can then, put on yourself, depending on the oil. Make sure, it's something that's not going to give you an allergic reaction. Again, you're going to need to know something that went into the oil. Put it on yourself, put it on persons, places, things. Oils go well with nouns. You can, put them on your windowsill, your door sill, money oils. You put on money, cash registers, wallets, money mojos, candles, spells, anything you're going to do. It's just a component. It's a component, an additive to whatever you're doing, whatever spell you're going to be doing, whatever magic you're going to be doing. It's something to add to it to make it more powerful. So great consideration should be taken with who made it, where did it come from, what do they know about that kind of stuff. For me, number one, did it say made in China on the label? Maybe I've ranted on this before with other magical products, but I'm sorry, to me, until China drastically changes the way they do things, China means sweatshop to me. And I can't think of a lot of energies that would be valuable to me from a sweatshop worker. maybe some really negative magic stuff or something might be conducive to that kind of energy going into it, but that's the unintended component. The people that made it, the people that touched it, what kind of situation was that brewed in? Definitely not China, definitely not sweatshops. Some words to the wise. Avoid oils that have FD&C red color number 3 and fragrance, or not just red but yellow, blue, whatever. I know of no magical brews that contain, old school brews that contained federal dye and a fragrance. If it sounds like chemicals on the label, then you're probably getting chemicals. And unless it's a drastically new brew for the cyber age, old brews, anything based on an old brew, tended to be brewed with plants, herbs, rocks, sticks, some people, maybe some animal matter, parts, cat's claws, these kind of things, real world stuff. This type of oil is a magical oil. It's got all these herbs brewed into it. It may smell nice, but that's only part of it. Smelling nice is aromatherapy. Don't get your magical oils confused with essential oils. Essential oils are for smell. Essential oils are the essence of the plant, and that can be useful in making your brews. But just dripping some plant essence into a carrier oil is not very magical oil. Not a whole lot of energy went into that. A lot of essential oils are extracted from the plant using chemicals, using it's like a paint thinner, acetone, and other nasty methods. If you're going to go with essential oils, expect to pay a lot of money. Essential oils that are cheap are cheap. Essential oils that all of the brews in the rack cost the same amount are probably not good essential oils. You should expect to pay a lot of money for a dram of any essential oil, and drastically different prices for everything in the line, or you're probably not getting very good stuff. Essential oils are pricey. They take a lot of plant, but we don't need to take up a lot of plant. We don't need to deplete the plants in order to make our magical oil, even to give them a good smell. It takes a huge amount of any plant matter to make any essential oil. And maybe you might want to put some essential oils on top of your brews to give them a nice smell. That makes sense, but I only got 10 minutes. I don't want to go too far, but just a little rant on oils, how they're used, how important they are, and why. Commonly, money oils, attraction oils tend to have a lodestone put in them, because the magnetic energy that's in the lodestone then transfers to the oil. The herbs, all of the magical herbs and all the different purposes they're for, the essence of those plants actually absorbs into the oil. A liquid energy source with multi-purpose, and I think that's all I got to say about it. I'm hoping you find that of use. 9 minutes. Merry meet again.